If you hear some background noise, it's because my heater is on because it's literally 8 a.m., but it's 7 degrees. And I'm here in my yoga set because I'm supposed to be recording my January yoga challenge. And I just must wear my new yoga set that I got gifted for Christmas. I love this color. So I'm here and I'm gonna have my heater on, okay? Hopefully you can hear it. It is currently, at the time of recording this, it is the 29th of December. There are officially 2 days left to the year, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that has been giving me some anxiety. Last night I had a pretty hard time falling asleep because towards the night I just got hit with this overwhelming sense of anxiety. And I think it's because, first of all, I'm already a chronic overthinker. I'm an overthinker in the process of unlearning to be an overthinker. And there's just so much that I want to do before the year ends, which is crazy because there's 2 days left. So that's giving me anxiety. There's so much that I want to have done by the very beginning of next year, which is also giving me anxiety. And there's so much that I want to accomplish in the year altogether, which is another thing giving me anxiety. So I guess today we're here to decode it all. I'm grateful for the entire journey that I've had with self-development, with spirituality, with going within, because it doesn't make those feelings, it doesn't make those thoughts go away. It's not a meditation or a yoga session or any of those things that are going to cure it. But I still wouldn't have chosen a different path, and I still recommend it wholeheartedly, because if it weren't for those practices, I wouldn't have the tools to identify where my anxiety is coming from, and I wouldn't have the tools to deal with them. I like to use the analogy of the staircase. So instead of looking at each step that I would need to take to get to my ultimate goal or to the larger goal, I was looking at the entire staircase as something that I needed to just take in one step, which is impossible. There are a couple things that I want to do differently next year, and I think that's also giving me this nervousness because it's stepping into a territory that I do not know. I don't know what this version of myself is going to look like. I've never been her before. So naturally, you're stepping into the unknown. You're going to feel a bit uncomfortable. That is another tool that I've gained in this kit of tools of self-development. It's becoming comfortable with stepping into the unknown and exploring the unknown and accepting that you won't know it all. Next year, I also want to go deeper into my yoga practice, especially in my teaching. I want to develop more connections and meet more people in the industry and who do the same thing that I do. But in thinking of all of these things last night, I realized that they all stem from one place of truth, and that is the innate desire to live as my most authentic self, especially in starting content and in starting to express myself and share everything that I have to share with somebody who might be listening. I've watched 1,001 videos of how you should show up here, the type of content that you should make, how you should restructure your 2026 and rebranding for 2026, and how to set resolutions and how to do the vision boards and how to do this and that. And I think that has also been contributing to this need to quantify how much you've done, which is something that you can do, but it's not very useful if you're using quantities as a weapon against yourself and as a measure of progress that can't be quantified. Not everything that you've done, that you've accomplished, you'll be able to note down in an Excel sheet. Not everything that you aim for can be or should be materialized. Sometimes your goals can be as spiritual as internal, expressing your creativity more, being more open and speaking more comfortably on camera, developing deeper and more meaningful connections to the people around you. How do you put a quantity to that? And I was only able to put that anxiety to rest when I was able to identify my original purpose, which was to show up authentically. And that's why that is the only resolution that I'm going to set for 2026. Yes, there are goals that I want to achieve, there are things that I want to do, but instead of taking them as goals, I'm going to filter all of the things that I want to achieve through the lens of showing up authentically, because that is the source of all of these things. That is the number one goal. All of these other things are steps towards the life that I want to build through being and showing up in the most authentic way that I can. It doesn't need to be the same sentiment for you. It can be a different feeling, it can be a different motivation, it can even be a goal. It can even be a goal. But I urge you and I encourage you this coming year not to sit down and write a list of goals or print pretty pictures, especially because I think that's a waste of paper. But that's another story. Whenever I've done vision boards, I've done them digitally because, anyway, that's a different story. But I urge you to sit down with all of the things that you want to accomplish and maybe all of the things that you wanted to do in 2025 that you didn't manage to do, and just ask yourself, what is the one thing that all of these goals have in common? What is the one feeling or the one way of living or the one way of showing up that all of these can trace back to? And once you find that, set that as your goal. Set that as your one and only goal, as the one and only thing you are going to filter all of the other steps through. Because I swear that's going to give you your driving force for all of the things that you want to accomplish in 2026. Because we're not going to do another year of just writing down goals only to forget them 2 weeks into January. We're not going to do another year of doing the same thing. That's all I wanted to say. I must say, patting myself on the back. I did a great job of just showing up here and rambling from my heart because I had no script for this. Might be a bit messy. That's for me to deal with in editing. Most of all, I truly just wanted to come here and sit down and speak from within, from my soul. Always felt like I had to be overly prepared. And the truth is, I just want to show up here and be true. So I'm patting myself on the back for doing that. Fingers crossed. That marks the beginning of the tone of the next year. And if it doesn't come true from crossing my fingers, I'll just make it true by taking action. I hope you have a wonderful end of the year, and I'll see you in 2026. By the way, I'm doing yoga challenge in 2026. You should definitely participate. I'm just letting you know.